Hello, everybody, and welcome to our session on why a better client experience is better for your business. My name is Christina, and I'm the Director of Product Marketing at Jobber. I'm really excited to be covering this topic with you all today because I know it's a hot topic for entrepreneurs in the home services industry. I hear about it a lot from our customers. I am joined by Royce Ard, the owner of My Amazing Maid and Jobber customer. Royce, would you like to give a quick intro to yourself and to your business?
Thanks. We own My Amazing Maid, located in Columbus, Georgia, and we clean. It's a residential cleaning service. We clean about 200 homes a month, 200 different clients. That is. We have been in business since 2013, and both my wife and I work in the business. Prior to that, we had a handyman business that she actually owned, and we started it in 2006.
Thanks, Royce. We're so lucky to have you here with us today. Before we dive in, I just wanted to give a quick summary of the session so you can make sure you're in the right place. We'll have about 18 minutes together, and during that time, we'll talk through the changes that are happening in the home services industry today, what's expected from businesses like yours, and I'll give you 5 tips for using a tool like Jobber to improve your own client experience. Let's jump in. As consumers, we experience different types of service every single day. How many of us order delivery from restaurants, book appointments online at all hours of the day, hop in and out of a ride without pulling out a credit card or cash, buy things online that literally arrive the next day? Think of Uber and Lyft. Our experience with the transportation industry has changed. Think of Amazon. Our experience with shopping has changed. Think of DoorDash or Uber Eats. Our experience with food delivery has changed. If we were all in a room together, I'd ask you how often you're doing one or more of these things, but I'm just going to take a guess and say that probably all of us are doing one of these things every single day. So now you might be thinking, well, what does that have to do with the home services industry? Well, the companies we interact with while we do these things are really setting the standard, the new standard for what consumers expect from every type of service provider, including home service pros. It's really no longer just about doing the job or doing it well. Your clients want more. They want a real-time connection. They want simpler, faster service. They want consistency. They want to be remembered. But most of all, they want convenience. In fact, 33% of people say they'd pay 20% more for a more convenient experience with their home service pros. And lucky we have Royce here who can tell us a little bit more about how this change in client expectation has shown up in his world. Royce, can you tell us a little bit about how your clients' expectations have changed over the last couple of years? What do they expect from you now, aside from the job being done correctly?
Clients really expect you to be able to provide quick answers. They are looking for the details that, really without a software system like Jobber would be impossible to track. So, those are two significant changes that I've seen over the years that have impacted our business.
And have these changing client expectations had any negative impact on your business?
I wouldn't say that they've caused any negative impacts, but it has caused us to change the way that we do business. I mean, there was a time when we first got started that just answering the phone was good enough, and that's no longer the case. As a matter of fact, not only do you have to answer the phone, but you have to be extremely responsive and to be available immediately for the customers that want that. But what I'm finding more and more these days is that people don't even want to talk to you on the phone. I mean, when's the last time you actually called somebody and said, to find out about home services? Most people like to do their research online, and then if available, go ahead and purchase those services without even talking to somebody. So all of this creates overhead without a tool to do the work for you. And if I were giving someone advice today, I would say that overhead is really the big killer in the home services industries. So you have to keep your overhead low, and these types of tools allow you to do that.
As Royce says, there can be risks to not acting, and it's not just about increased overhead. If you're not meeting your client's expectations, there's likely someone else that can and will. But on the flip side, it means you have a really great opportunity in front of you. Think back to what we just talked about a few minutes ago. Your clients want simple, fast, consistent, convenient. So if you can communicate with customers electronically, send quotes, invoices, accept payments online, you're already one step ahead of everyone else, and this can be your differentiator. Despite tech adoption in the home service industry picking up over the last few years, a lot of consumers who are expecting this new experience from their home service pros aren't actually getting this experience. In fact, they often get the complete opposite. They expect to find a service online and book instantly, but instead they're directed to a phone number and get a voicemail, sometimes with no callback. They expect to be able to provide details that are remembered and actioned, but instead the details are often overlooked by whoever shows up. They expect to be reminded before someone shows up, but instead someone shows up at their door while they're not home, and maybe they get a no-show fee. They expect transparency in what they're paying for, but instead they end up confused when they get the bill. They expect to pay the way they pay for everything, using a credit card, but instead they're asked for cash. And so, to sum it up, your clients are now expecting you to provide them with the technology-enabled services. So, if this is what's happening today, what could your future look like? Actually, Royce has done a lot to evolve his business using technology so he can meet these changing client expectations. Royce, could you tell us a little bit about what you've done to give your clients this improved experience? How has it changed your business?
We really decided to adopt sort of the Amazon type of way of doing business, which was to be very, very easy to do business with, and allow our customers to go on our website, research our product, find the products that they're looking for, and be able to purchase those online. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and that is this is where it's headed, and so we knew we had to get in front of that if we wanted to be competitive. But on the other hand, it's also where we needed to be to reduce our cost. So being able to have this Amazon type experience actually allowed us to reduce the number of phone calls that we get. It allowed my wife and I to continue to run the business without having to hire. Goes back to the overhead issue. We really wanted to keep our overhead light, even though we knew we needed to offer this higher level service. And thankfully, the two just worked well together, and we were able to put together a plan for that.
Thanks, Royce. And could you describe in a little bit more detail what the customer journey looks like for your business?
Sure, we're really proud of this because the way that we work is a customer can go online. They can visit our website. If they want to read all about our products, they can do that. The information is there. Of course, we have FAQs like pretty much any company. But the other piece is if they want to go ahead and purchase the service, go ahead and line up services. We have a button at the top of each page that says, get an instant quote here. And so they can click on that button and give us just a little bit of information about their home and the services they want to that they're purchasing. And we will actually give them 3 different packages that fit their needs. So the customer can look over, compare those packages, and then purchase the one that fits right for them. After that's done, they're able to actually go online and see right into Jobber, not all the detail as far as who's available for work, but they can see that where we have appointments, and they can book their appointment right online. Great thing for us is you've just eliminated a 15-minute phone call. You've also given the customer what they wanted because they didn't want to talk to you anyhow, and they're able to go ahead and book their job. Now, what we do the next day or whatever follow up is that we call them, we make sure that all the information that they gave us was accurate, and we just confirm everything, and we get a credit card to pay for the job. So everything works out well. We add a few notes in Jobber because, again, even though we're a larger company, we want to appear to be a small company. So we want the employee to know when they go to the house that the dog's name is Frank, and that Frank has some treats over on top of the refrigerator that they can feed him. So we provide that level of detail for our technicians when they get to the house. We do the job, and then we start a follow-up sequence. We do two different types of follow-ups there, actually 3 different types. The first thing that we do is we survey the customer to make sure the job that we just performed met their needs and their expectations. And they can give us feedback, and that's all internal to us. That's not going to be posted anywhere unless we decide to post it on our website, which again is a pretty easy thing to do, just one click.
And has everything you've implemented in your business been helpful? Do you consider your client experience an advantage for your business?
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge customer competitive advantage. If you're going to compete with our company, you're going to have to be very, very good because we're going to out communicate you every time. We're going to have better follow up than you have. And because we do believe in transparency and we allow all of our customers to see our prices online, it really makes a big difference. I mean, compared to our competition, it's the difference between night and day.
It's clear that new technology is making it easier than ever for businesses of all sizes to offer this type of experience. You just heard from Royce about what he's doing in his business, and we've talked to lots of home service entrepreneurs about the same topic, and they have very similar things to say. So, what can you do about it? The key thing I've taken away is that you no longer have to cut your prices to do better business. You just have to offer an experience that your clients can't get anywhere else. Maybe you've already started to dip your toes in the water, or maybe you're really not sure where to get started. Well, now I'm going to jump into 5 things that you can start doing right away to evolve your customer experience. And I'll show you a few examples of how to do it with a software like Jobber. Improve your speed to service. Royce has said this, and I'll say it again. Servicing your clients quickly will not only increase your chance of winning their business, but it also allows you to meet and exceed their expectations. Allowing clients to book service with you when they want and giving them the information they need as soon as they request it are really important to your client experience and to home service business success today. But to do this well, you really need the right tools so you're not increasing your overhead to increase your speed. There are a few different tools out there that can help you do this. And the first one is online booking. Instead of missing calls or trying to jot down information while you're on the road, you can let customers request work or book directly from your website or Facebook page. You'll even get notified as soon as the requests come in so you can review it, quote it, and schedule it. But make sure you capture all the information you'll need to provide the quote or book the service in your booking form, because this will save you time and allows you to get the work done even faster for your client. Second is knowing when a request is from a potential new lead versus an existing client. This is called lead management, and it means that you'll be able to act with even more urgency. You want to be able to put your best foot forward when it comes to working with a new client. And the last tip is being able to quickly provide the right information to your client as soon as possible. If they need an invoice, if they need to review the quote, if they want to know when their next booking is, you can make sure they get all of that instantly by giving them access to a self-serve client portal. You don't have to be the middle person between your clients and the information they are looking for. They can just log in and find what they need. Tip number 2. The second thing we hear from owners is that being transparent and clear with the work that is being done and how much it will cost helps to set expectations up front, but also meets expectations because of how accustomed your clients are to choice and understanding the exact value of what they're buying. Think of how often you shop around when buying something. Every little detail is at your fingertips. Make sure you provide the same level of detail in the work that you're doing, whether that be the price or the specifics of the service. Not only will this avoid the back and forth required to explain things, saving you time, but this type of transparency is going to build trust with your client. They'll know exactly the value you're providing. There's a few tools out there that can help you do this, but the most important is a good quoting and invoicing or billing tool. You can use this tool to include all the details of what you're offering as well as prices. You can include brief but detailed descriptions of the items as well as quantities, unit price, the total price per item, whatever is applicable to the services that you offer. And if it works, you should include images as well. That will help you show and not just tell. Tip number 3, don't forget their details. We already talked about how your details matter. Well, your clients' details matter too. The records you keep about them, how you manage and implement their requests, and the information you provide them without them having to ask are all ways to make sure they get an experience that feels personalized and one-to-one, especially as you get more clients or as your time becomes more limited. You heard Royce say it. Even if you're a big company, you want your clients to experience you as if you're a small company. Good client records mean that you'll never forget a detail that will help you offer this type of memorable experience. Maybe they don't like service on Mondays, or they've provided you a lot of referrals, so you want to prioritize their requests. Or maybe they have a dog that can't be let out. In Jobber, for example, you can use tags and notes to make sure you capture all of these things for yourself and for your team. Actioning these details go a long way. Using things like job forms in combination with keeping good records means that no matter who's doing the job, the little things will always get done. Royce told me a story about a client of his that always requests that the blinds are closed in the kids' room when the job is done. Adding that to his checklist means his technician will remember that every single time. And the last tip here is really just about going above and beyond by being proactive with the important information instead of waiting until it's requested. This can be as simple as sending reminders so they're ready for you, or making sure they know exactly which technician is showing up and when. Tip number 4, put them in the driver's seat. What's best for your clients is going to be what's best for your business in the long run. Letting them choose how they want to communicate with you and how they want to pay you will help them feel like their needs matter and that they're in control of their experience. When it comes to communication, 58% of homeowners that we surveyed felt it was important to be able to text a home service business. This sentiment is especially true with 24 to 34-year-olds. Knowing this, make sure you can accommodate your clients' communication preferences. Sometimes simply picking up the phone is not going to be enough. And when it comes time to pay, offering your clients options is also incredibly important. Why? Because your clients are going to expect convenience, and convenience means letting them pay in their preferred way or in the quickest way possible. For example, paying with a credit card has become so common that your customers are going to expect to be able to pay using a card. Maybe this time cash isn't always going to be king. And the final tip, tip number 5, keep the conversation going. Royce also touched on this. He implemented surveys in his business that allow his clients to provide him with feedback. He takes that feedback and uses it to 10x his experience. It's that constant feedback that's going to help you make the little improvements that will go a very long way. You can use tools like Jobber to automate your follow-ups, even tools like Nice Job, which allow you to collect feedback from your clients and then share it. And after all this work you do to react to the feedback, to make sure their expectations are met and the service you provide is excellent, you'll see the return on investment directly in your business, whether it be through the new or repeat business that you're getting or the tips that you and your team receive after a job is done. We actually released a new tipping feature in Jobber, and we're already seeing how our customers get 10% lift on their invoices after the job is done. The world changing and consumer expectations changing doesn't have to be a scary thing for you and your business. With a few steps, it can actually be an exciting opportunity for you to streamline things, to give yourself a competitive advantage, and at the end of the day, to strengthen your business. A better experience for your clients will mean a better business for you. I just want to say thank you again to Royce for sharing your experience and advice with us. We really appreciate you being here with us today.
Thanks. It's always a lot of fun to talk with you guys, and especially when it may, other people can learn from sort of the experiences that we've already gone through. So thank you, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Royce. See you soon. And for anyone who's interested in learning more about Jobber, we offer a free 14-day trial, and our support team is just a phone, chat, email away to help you get started. Thank you again for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the session.